How y'all doing today? My name's Ayin, and today's topic of discussion is going to be being overly concerned with others' work ethics. Being overly concerned with others' work ethics. When I think about this, one of the first things that come to mind is I'm thinking about being at a you working at a place. Maybe it's not the most pleasant place to work at, so you start kind of pulling things out of the sky that you're not happy with. And amongst those things that you pull out about everything that's wrong with the job comes into question about how other people do the job, which should be no concern to you. You should realize on what you're doing so you can stop this, change this self talk, and to remembering why you're here, to try to find your motivation up on this, and knowing that other people's methods and ways that they're going about handling and doing the job is of no concern to you. Now, I understand there is some situations where the way that they do things makes it harder upon you. I remember working at this call center and had to do retention. And with this, it's for a mobile phone company. With doing retention, excuse me, with doing retention at this job, you got a commission also for having people upgrade their phones or their service. So, and you could really make some good money doing this. So, handling, but the first primary point of the job was retention for people that was about to cancel their service. You were the person that they talked to before they canceled to get them to stay. So, like anybody, nobody would want to take those calls all the time. Yeah, of course, I would only want to take the calls that were productive, or yeah, for me as well to increase my paycheck. Take those ones where you were renewing contracts, which you could do those on those calls, but there were also other calls that you would do as well, where you would people's contract was about to be up, and you would just reach out to them. Hey, look, want to offer you, a phone if you stay with us another year. They were easy, and especially for people who had already been there with us. But on this job, what you would have is you would have people who, instead of doing the retention, when calls came in, they would transfer them back into the department, which sucked. And then especially when you're trying to do the job honestly, you're sitting up here getting all these retention calls, which a customer is a customer, but at the same token, at the same token, you would like to be getting some of the calls where you can make money too. People would get rid of these calls so they could just get the calls where they would make the commission. So that can make the job harder. But a lot of times, what I would just like to do is I'd like to believe that things, just kind of balance out. So for every sale that they were getting, they were getting some calls that they didn't want either, that perhaps were taxing on them or held them up. I really tried not to concern myself too much with uh, the type of money that these people were bringing in doing, because I knew on how they were doing that. I mean, there's numerous other jobs I've done where it's been commission based on certain things, and people want to go straight for the money and leave the other stuff, all the other riffraff, up to you. And it does. It can be frustrating. But one of the things that I had done to keep my head on about me, on why I was doing what I was doing, was I looked at all of that as gravy. All of that was bonus. Anything that I was supposed to get, or that was extra on top of that, that was fine and good. I was just doing the job that was meant to be handled up to me. One of the things that felt good was my work ethics were never called into question on, hey, why did you transfer that call back into the department? Or what? I don't know what these other people were going through, but it's just like anything in life. Sometimes you only see the glitz and the glamour, and you don't know what goes on with it. Could have been people that was getting written up. I doubt, because there was a lot of people doing that. And I mean, isn't that how it go for about any place, any job, or anything that you're doing? It could be 100 people getting away with doing something that's not right. You're walking the line and doing what you're supposed to, even if you falter or you have a mistake. I mean, it gun comes in with guns a blazing, and you're raked across the coals. So that's from my experience with it. So keeping your head high, keeping your head high, keeping focused on why you're doing what you're doing, keeping your integrity about you, your honesty about you, and not worrying about what the other people are doing and their work ethics. Just it doesn't concern you. The only thing that it does with you is it serves as a distraction to make what you're doing that much harder and to make your job just that much more miserable. So keep your eye on the prize. Do what you're supposed to do. Don't worry about the other people. Don't worry about the other people. Especially if you got your horizon set on bigger and better things. It's just all small stuff. It's small stuff. If it's not about life or death, everything else in between is small potatoes. So don't fret it. Don't fret the small stuff. Okay? In the meantime, I encourage you to go check out my book, Kilimanjaro's The Arithmetic of Family Communication. I'll leave a link in the description box. The book can be found on Amazon. You can get it in paperback or ebook. Okay? Until next time, stay encouraged. Avoid being discouraged. My name's Ayin, and you have a good day.